Hello class, good morning everyone. Yeah, so let us continue the chapter, page number 19, longitude, right? In the previous class we have discussed until thermal zones and the different thermal zones that we have, the three major thermal zones, that is torrid, temperate, frigid. That was the last topic for that particular day. So today let us start with longitude. As I read, please look into the text. Longitudes are imaginary line running vertically from the north pole to the south pole. The longitudes are also known as meridian. Underline that. Underline right from the beginning. Longitudes are imaginary line running vertically from the north pole to the south pole. The longitudes are also known as meridians. In all, there are 360 meridians. These are also called the meridians of longitude. The distance between two longitudes is measured in degrees. Each degree is further divided into minutes and minutes into seconds. All right. So basically, we have 360 meridians, right? And these meridians are also called meridians of longitude. Second, third, the distance between these longitudes are measured in kilometer, meter, what? In degrees. Fourth, and each degree is further divided into minutes, and again minutes is divided into seconds. Next para, the prime meridian is the central longitude. Underline. And since it is a central, in fact, this longitude is the one which divides the earth into two halves, you can say. That's the eastern hemisphere and the western hemisphere. Vertically, it divides vertically, okay, not horizontally. Now, because of the equal length, it is difficult to number the meridians. Hence, it has been decided that the count should begin from Greenwich, which is in England. The prime meridian is therefore also called the Greenwich meridian. I hope you're underlining. You can see me, huh? It is regarded as the 0 degree longitude. The remaining longitudes are measured as an angle east or west of the prime meridian. So if total there are 360, that means 180 on the east or 180 on the west, right? Yeah, there are 180 meridians of longitude on the east of the prime meridian and 180 on its west. Correct. So, but one thing that I'll ask you to take note of here in this, they decided that yeah, see that? Because of equal length, it is difficult to number the meridians. Hmm? Since the meridians have got equal length, therefore it is difficult to number the meridians. And as a result, it is being decided that the count should begin from Greenwich. And Greenwich is where? It is in England. And hence, the prime meridian is called the Greenwich meridian. I hope this portion you got. This is the main topic of this para. The distance between each degree of the longitude is 111.32 kilometer at the equator, and at the poles the distance is 0 kilometer. This is because from the equator the distance between the longitude keeps decreasing till they merge at the poles. As we go, because we know it's a sphere. Look, so from the equator, as you go on top, the distance will become lesser and lesser as you go on top on the poles. This is a circle. What happens is that ultimately 0 kilometer, no distance at all. But at the equator, right at the center, the longest distance, underline that. The longest distance between each degree of longitude at the equator is 111.32 kilometer. All longitudes intersect the equator at right angles. We can locate any place on the globe if we know its latitude and longitude. I think I have discussed this in the previous class, that why do we need latitude and longitude. Did I? No, that was for different class. All right. The main one of the main features of this latitude and longitude is that to locate any place. If to locate the exact place, you can say exact location of a place. If you know the latitude and longitude, then you can locate any places in the earth. That's the main feature, main reason why do we need this. Next, measuring time. We have watches, right? It's so easy for us. At any point of the day, we can just refer to our watch, be it the wristwatch or whatever, and you can tell the time. But there was some time, say some around 100,000 years ago. Where there was no watches, then how people used to measure time? What was the tool that they used? Let's see. Or another way, in another way, you can say that this what do you call this method of the time pattern that we have. How did it emerge? For ages, time has been measured by the movement of the earth and the position of the sun in the sky. When the sun is right overhead, it is noon, right overhead, and your shadow will be down. As the earth rotates and the apparent position of the sun changes, it shines overhead on each longitude at different times. Underline that. As the earth rotates and the apparent position of the sun changes, it shines overhead on each longitude at different times. Therefore, places on different longitude have noon at different times. Hmm. Places of different longitude have noon at different times. All the places on a given meridian of longitude will have the same time. The time can be measured in the following manner. The earth rotates 360 degrees in 24 hours or 1 degree in 4 minutes. If it is 12 noon at Greenwich, the time 30 degree east of the Greenwich will be 30 into 4, which is equal to 120 minutes. That is 2 hours ahead of Greenwich. It's important, okay, this 3 point, the calculation. And if it is in the 30 degree west of Greenwich, the time will be behind 2 by 2 hours. That is, it will be 10 am. Yeah, as we know that the earth rotates, right? East to west, correct? So east ahead, west will be behind. First east will come, then west will come. As supposingly, I don't have a circle to show it to you. If I would have had a globe, then I would have shown it to you, right? Yeah, it's given figure 2.4. See, look at the latitude and the longitude and how the earth is rotating, and the difference in times when the sun faces towards the earth. And that is the reason when it comes from east to west, the east is 2 hours ahead, but whereas the west is 2 hours behind of the Greenwich meridian. Next we have, what is the relation to GMT, Greenwich meridian, huh? Let's see the relation. Have you ever had an experience when you called your friend or relative on a Sunday morning at 10 a.m. from India and discovered that your friend was sleeping on a Saturday night in Toronto where it was 11:30 p.m.? You might have next called your cousin in Auckland, but he was at the park playing with friends as it was 5:30 p.m. in the evening. As the earth rotates from west to west, those places east of Greenwich will be ahead of Greenwich meridian time, and those to the west will be behind, the one which we have discussed just now, because of the rotation, how the time functions. Okay, next we have the local time. All places along a particular longitude have the same time. This is called the local time of the meridian. Underline that. All places along a particular longitude. The same line we even got under this topic. Where is that? Yeah, under the topic measuring time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The first paragraph, last sentence. Page number 20, left hand side, under the topic measuring time. First paragraph, last sentence. All the places on a given meridian of longitude will have the same time. Now let us come back to the topic which one we are reading. That's local time. All places along a particular longitude have the same time. This is called the local time of the meridian. It would be 12 noon at all places on a given longitude when the sun is overhead. So it basically the time. Time depends in simple term. Okay, just in short. And if I sum it up, time depends upon longitude. Okay, the places which lies on the same longitude have got the same time, or else the places which lies on different longitude, their time also differs, and the time differs based on the rotation. Okay, the east of the this what do you call east of Greenwich will always be ahead, and west of Greenwich will always be behind the GMT. Next we have standard time and time zones. See, we will end up, we'll keep up to this much for the day, that is local time, standard time and time zones, and the remaining topic of this chapter. By next class we will end it up. All right, please go through the text whatever has been explained to you for the day.